Hi, this is Greg Provians from Rusty Mango Design. In this video today we're going to look at how you can make your WordPress website just that little bit more secure to prevent hacks to it. Now the most basic thing you can do at a WordPress site to make it more secure and less able to be hacked is to make sure that the WordPress core, the very basics of your website, the WordPress core, is up to date. Now as you can see here, I've logged into my website and you can see the dashboard there on the screen. Now the dashboard at the very top has its own button, and underneath you'll see updates. There's another place you can find that, and that's right at the top here, and you'll see that I've got 4 updates waiting for my website. So I'm just going to go and visit that button, click on it, and it brings up my update screen. At the very top is the update section for the core. Now you can choose to update it manually, which means you download a file to your computer and then you have to go through the rigmarole of actually installing that onto your server. But luckily for you, the guys at WordPress have set up an install now button. I haven't got it appearing there at the moment because I'm actually up to date with my latest version of WordPress, but it appears down here and it'll say install now. And basically it takes care of everything for you. It installs the core, puts it onto your website, and that's all you have to worry about. Now that's the WordPress core, but also to make your site a little bit more functional, you've probably got a whole heap of plugins installed. And they also need to be kept up to date. They have security flaws in them sometimes, and when the developers who create them find those security flaws, they release updates. So it's very important that you come to this second part of the update screen and update your plugins. And you can see I've got 4 there to update, so I'm just going to click select all and go update plugins. Takes us through to the screen and it'll update and activate those plugins one by one, and you'll see them come up on the screen in a second. If you're running a theme and that theme has been updated by its developer, it's on that same screen as well. You just need to scroll down a little bit further. So for all your updates, you just need to go to one spot and you click on update the core if you need to. You can update the plugins and you can update your themes. And you'll see there, I've got all my plugins up to date. Very important point to note, the guys at WordPress have made updating the core really simple. You'll only need to update the core when they make a major change. Incremental changes will be done automatically, so you'll probably log onto your site one day and it will do a little small update straight away, and you'll get an email sent to whoever's registered for that particular site. You'll get a little email that says this site has been updated. Now the next thing you can do to keep your site a little bit secure, or a little bit more secure, is make sure you use a sensible password for everybody. And you've got your users down here for the website. Okay, use someone who is sensible every time with your website. So someone who has to actually log onto your website and make changes needs to be someone who is reliable. You don't want to be just handing it out to the guy who does the cleaning, for example. A bit of a strange example there. Make sure you're using someone reliable and make sure they've got a strong password. Now, strong password, by that I mean not a common word, and it uses a mixture of lowercase and uppercase letters, symbols and numbers. You mix it up and you're preventing, or you're trying to prevent, someone guessing or someone using a brute force attack where they try numerous times to get your password. So make sure that you've got a strong password in place. That's not going to make it foolproof. It won't make it so it can't be hacked, but it makes it harder, and that's the idea behind this thing. The other thing we need to install, and it's not installed on this website just yet, is a program called WordFence. Now WordFence is a firewall and malware protection plugin for your website. And I'll show you how to install that. We go to plugins, and at the very top, you'll scroll down and just make sure I haven't got it installed. No, it's not on this site yet. We go to add new, and we simply come over here to search plugins and type in WordFence. Same as you'd find any plugin for your site, and there it is there. Now this is industrial strength, or they call it enterprise class, WordPress Security. So we're going to install that on there. And it puts up a firewall inside your website to prevent hackers from coming in and adding code to your actual website. I'll click on Activate Plugin. And we're just turning on that Wordpress Security right now. Get a little message up here. Congratulations, you've just installed Wordpress. I'm going to put my email address in there. And I'm not going to do a tour just now, I'll just go to close. So Wordpress is installed there. There's a couple of things to configure, and you'll see I've got a message up here to go and configure little items inside Wordpress to make it more secure. And I'll do that after the video. Finally, one important step that I've missed in our plugins page. Go back to plugins, we're in here already. I have 15 inactive plugins that aren't being used, they're not activated. Guess what I'm going to do to those? I'm going to get rid of every single one of them. If I'm not using them on my website, they're there for no purpose whatsoever. I've got a little confirmation screen here. Yes, delete these files and data. Now why do I delete those? Because each one of those plugins meant that there was another way for people to get into my site. So say one of those plugins has a security breach in it. Even though it's not switched on, it can still be hacked. So if you're not using the plugin, turn it off. If you're also using a plugin that's really old, for example, hasn't been updated within the last 6 months, you probably should look for an alternative, because hackers are finding new ways in code to get into your website every day, and if the developers of your code aren't releasing updates to counteract that hacking, you're leaving your site vulnerable to those attacks. If you have any more questions about security for your WordPress site, visit the Rusty Mango Design website and drop us an email. Thank you.